Okay.
Hi, Noviero parents and students, and welcome to the park. My name is Dr. Angela Reyna, and I'm the principal of Parkland Pre-Engineering Middle School. I want to welcome you to our virtual back to school event. We will be going over a short Title I presentation, and then I will go over all important school updates that you need to know to be successful for this school year. So let's get started. Parents, you're going to see different links in this presentation. All these links will be hyperlinked on the webpage that you're currently watching this video on. So don't worry about clicking on the presentation. You have all these links live and active for you to use on the website. I will need to know who was here for the presentation. So if you can let me know you're here by completing the following attendance form, which you'll find located on the homepage of this website. So I am the principal. I am in my second year of being the proud principal of Parkland Pre-Engineering Middle School. And so this is my contact information. If you ever need to contact me, you can call me at the campus or you can send me a direct email to areyna@ysd.net. And I want to introduce my assistant principals. Ms. Basan is one of our assistant principals, and there's her contact information. Ms. Escobar and Mr. Ellsworth. So if there's anything that we could do to help assist you throughout the school year, please do not hesitate to give us a call. So let's start off with the Title I presentation and inform you how can you be involved as a parent. Well, first of all, what does Title I even mean? How do Title I funds help our school? So schools are allocated a certain amount of federal money, state money too, but this is federal money based on the percentage of students that are eligible for free and reduced lunch. And so schools who have a percentage of at least 40% are eligible for a school-wide program. We use these program monies to help students who are low achieving or most at risk of falling behind in their academics. So why is it so important that we ask you to fill out that SEP form when you picked up your school supply list? Well, because we need you to be able to let us know what your income is so we can see if we qualify to be a Title I school, and we do. So thank you, parents, for turning in your SEP forms. So we do operate a Title I school-wide program. So what does this mean? That means that we can use those federal monies to upgrade the entire educational program of the school. We can use the money for supplies for our teachers, supplies for our students, for technology for our students, and for any other upgrades that our teachers may need to make sure that your child is successful in his or her classroom. These monies are used to serve all children in order to raise our academic achievement, and they also provide students who experience difficulties in meeting the state's performance targets. So, what does it mean to be a school-wide school? Again, thank you, parents, because you did complete our SEP forms. We were able to submit documentation that we qualify for these much-needed monies. We do develop a comprehensive site plan, and we review it regularly to make sure that we are meeting the needs of all students. So, what are some of the requirements when it comes to Title I parent notification? Well, first of all, parents, I do want to remind you that due to COVID-19 regulations for this school year, we cannot have any parent volunteers on campus. Should this policy change, we will be sure to let you know through all our social media and through callouts. However, there are other ways you can be involved, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit. So let's take a look at our homeschool compact. What does this mean? That means that everybody who participates within the education of your children have a duty or responsibility, from the school, which is us, administrators, counselors, and teachers, to you, the parent, and of course, on our student. And so, some of the student responsibilities, for example, are that they will model kindness and empathy and be in a positive school environment, that they follow dress code policy each and every day when they're on campus, that they complete quality assignments and turn them in on time, and that they are in school every day, because that is one of our campus wide expectations, to be here. And so, what are some of the things that we need from you, parents? We need you to make sure that your child is punctual and attends school each and every day. Even in a remote setting, your child will be required to log in to each and every class Monday through Thursday. And when we go over the schedule, you'll know exactly how that looks. We need to make sure, parent, that you also provide a quiet place for your child to do homework, to read, and to study. And of course, please, parents, keep your contact information current so that we may contact you at any time. So, parents' right to know. You have the right to know how your child is doing at any time. So, we have confidential student reports, and they are mailed home after each STAR exam. And if you would like to know the progress or how your child has done over the past few years, we can also provide you with those STAR reports from previous grades. So, how are some ways that you can be involved even in this COVID pandemic world that we live in? Well, we please ask you to communicate regularly with your child's teacher, and we'll go over how you'll be doing that for the first 8 weeks of school. We need you to please monitor your child's attendance and grades through the Home Access Center. We need you to please attend all parent nights and school events once we have school events back on campus, to make sure that you're supporting your child's academic and social development. Parents are always welcome to join our CEIC meetings, where we speak about what are some plans, what are some things that we need to do to improve our campus. We will have 6 meetings this year, and they will be virtual meetings, and we will send invites to all parents. We will have training opportunities for parents in order to help you support remote learning. So if you need a lesson using the Chromebook, any of our online apps, we will also be offering those classes to all of our parents. And of course, using our counselors, CIS, and campus home liaisons, they will invite you to virtual and in person, once we're able to come back on campus and have visitors, activities where you'll be able to participate throughout the school year. Right to request meetings. So, upon your request, we must provide opportunities for regular meetings for parents to let you know what's going on in our school and how you can participate. And if you at any time want to schedule a parent conference with one of our teachers, then there is a form that you will use. All teachers will hyperlink this Google form into their Google Classrooms so that you have direct access to all teachers at all times. We ask that you schedule your parent conferences so that our teachers can give you their undivided attention. So, how are some ways that we will communicate with you, especially the first 8 weeks, as we don't have face to face with our students or with you, parents? Well, we ask you to please visit our school webpage. We ask you to also follow us on Facebook. Parents, this is the best way to receive updates. I update our Facebook page normally on a weekly basis, and sometimes we just post pictures of some great things that our students are doing in the teaching and learning environment. If we have any incentives for students, or if we have any promotions as far as programs for parents on how we can help you during this difficult time, we'll also post that on our Facebook page. We will also use a program that the district has for text and email callouts, and that program is called Blackboard. And some of you may have been already receiving text and emails about some of the things that we've been doing this year to prepare for our students coming back to school on Monday, August 17th. And of course, if you're on Twitter, I encourage you to follow me on my account at Reyna Hustles. And I also like to tweet out different fun things that our students and our teachers are doing off and on campus. So these are all the different ways that you can know what's going on here at the park. I also encourage you to visit our district website, Back to School Central, they will be updating our safety plans, our academic plans, and all information related to COVID-19 on this webpage every Friday. So please make sure you take some time to visit Back to School Central because this information is coming directly from the district. All right, parents, so we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what school is going to look like starting on Monday, August 17th. So, this is a copy of our bell schedule. All teachers have copies of the bell schedule in their Google Classrooms. And so, our schedule is going to look a little bit different, but not too much because when we come back to school, we want to make sure that we set those routines for our kids so they know exactly what the expectations are once that they're on campus. So I want to call your attention to a couple of things on this bell schedule. Now you'll notice that we have 4 columns. The columns are going up and down. The first column says period, and there you'll notice we have our periods 1 through 10. We do have 10 periods this school year. Again, we do have 10 periods during the 2020-2021 school year, and so that will continue once students come back for face-to-face instruction. The second column is labeled scheduled times, and these are the times that every single class will be meeting or when your child will be provided a lunch period. The third column says lunch. You'll notice that we have 3 color-coded rows, red, yellow, and green. Red is for 6th, yellow is for 7th, and green is for 8th. And if you see in that lunch column, you'll see the numbers 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is the period, these are the grade levels that'll be going to lunch during that time. So for example, during 5th period, when 7th and 8th graders are in class, 6th graders will have a lunch period from 11:16 to 12:01. Yes, parents, they do have a 45-minute lunch period while we are on remote learning. Seventh graders. Seventh graders will go to lunch during 6th period from 12:05 to 12:50, and 8th graders will go to lunch from 12:54 to 1:39. So we do have 3 lunch shifts, one for each of our 3 grade levels. And then you'll notice over on the right, that column labeled minutes. That just lets you know how long that particular class period will be. I also want to call your attention to one very important note on the schedule. You'll notice there's a column that says there's a row labeled in black and yellow that says teacher office hours. Now, teacher office hours are from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., and teachers will be available in a virtual link for any students who need any help with any of the classes. They will log into that link, and teachers will be available to help them out. Now, parents, if you need to speak to a teacher, we ask that you schedule that using the Google form that will be provided by all teachers so we can make sure that when you have a conversation with the teacher in a virtual link, that it is a private conversation and that no students or other parents will enter that meet link. So, again, those teacher office hours will be primarily for students who might need some help before school begins for the day. That'll be for all teachers, core and elective teachers. And so you might be asking, well, where does my child get the link on where they need to visit the teacher? That will be provided by all teachers in the Google Classrooms. Now, you'll notice we have first period. First period is a morning huddle. That's where we have our kids come in for 15 minutes to listen to our announcements, do the pledge, Texas flag, and our moment of silence. It's the exact same schedule that we have when students are on campus for face-to-face instruction. So we need to make sure that students are ready to be in class at 8:30. They're required to log in to their first period, which is also named the morning huddle. So when you think of a huddle, what do we think of? We think of football, right? When we have those football huddles or those basketball huddles. And what does the coach do? The coach comes, talks to the team, and gets them ready for the next step. That's what our teachers are going to be doing for your kids every morning. They're going to be their coach and make sure they're ready to go. They have all the codes that they need and that they're successful for the rest of the school day. Now, here's the great thing, parents. 10th period, those students will go right back to their coach that they had for morning huddle. So all students will have the same teacher for first and for 10th period. So their coach will make sure that they start the day off right and end the day off right. So we're excited to pilot that new program through our advisory. And so we want to make sure that our coaches get our players ready for the game. So, what are the learning expectations that we have for our students, especially in this virtual world? Well, we have four campus wide expectations. They are to be responsible, be respectful, be safe, and most importantly, to be here. If your students are not logged into their meeting links or don't show up for school during face to face instruction, then they lose out on so much, even in one school day. So, please make sure that your children are following these virtual learning environment student expectations. So if we look at the first campus-wide expectation, to be here, what does that mean for students? That means that we require them to log in every class on time, that they are not tardy, that they are actively engaged, and to know that their teacher will ask them to turn on their video. They must listen attentively and they must actively participate. So, those are all the components of be here. What does it mean to be safe? We want to make sure that our students never interact online with unknown people. We want to make sure that they never share their Google Classroom codes with anybody and that they never share classroom meet links, especially with anyone who's not enrolled in the class. We want to make sure that we keep those meet links only to the students and to the teacher assigned to that class. What does it mean to be respectful in a virtual environment? That means that when the student is not speaking, the teacher will ask the student to mute their microphone. There will be no profanity or inappropriate word or gestures. They must be kind towards their teachers and their peers. They must respect everyone at all times, wait for their turn to speak, and dress appropriately every day. And we're going to talk a little bit about uniforms in just a minute. And what does it mean to be responsible? That means we expect our students to set and meet their daily, weekly goals, make sure that their computer is charged every day, that they ask teachers for help when they need it. We are teaching our middle school students to be their own voice, to be their own advocate. So when they go off to high school, they're comfortable speaking up for what they need. We ask that they complete all required work by the deadlines, and we want them to turn in quality work. What does that mean? That means that we want students to always do their best and turn in their very best. So let's talk about the dress code policy. Now, students must be dressed appropriately every day. This is starting on Monday, August 17th. However, parents, during remote learning, a school uniform is not required. We just ask that students be mindful of how they look and how they're dressed because their camera will be on in front of their teachers and all of their peers. So if you could please help make sure that your student looks appropriately dressed and that they're ready for the school day, and this needs to happen before 8:30. Now, parents, once we come back on campus, we will require uniform shirts. And so we do have a uniform order form that will be linked, that is already linked on this website where you can click and submit your pre orders. We are also selling masks, face masks, as a fundraising activity. And so, where does the money for the uniform shirts and these beautiful The Park masks go? It goes right back to your children because we do want to continue to provide them with those positive incentives, even in a virtual environment. So we appreciate the fact that you order from us. You can order your shirts from any vendor here in the city who has them. But when you buy from here, your money stays here with your kids. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and click on that order form, which is hyperlinked on this webpage. So, what's going to happen with breakfast and lunch? Well, parents, we got you. We're going to be serving breakfast and lunch grab and go bundles at our campus every school day. Now, parents, the very first time you come, we will need documentation that your child is a student at Parkland Middle School. So, please make sure you know your child's full name and student ID. That will only be for the first visit. After that, we will give you a windshield decal that you'll have on your vehicle's dash every time you come pick up lunch, and we will just hand you your lunch and you'll get breakfast and lunch at the same time, and we will be distributing those from 7 to 11:30 a.m. and that'll be in the cafeteria foyer parking lot off of Nova Way. Now, parents, here is an important disclaimer. The district has a policy where we can only provide breakfast and lunch bundles to our students who are enrolled at Parkland Middle School. So if you have an elementary or a high school student, you will need to go to that campus to pick up those grab and go bundles for those children. Let's talk a little bit about attendance. Now, I talked a little bit about how students are expected to be present in every class and on time. Parents, punctuality is a life skill. Please help support and help us ensure that your children understand how important it is to be on time. Whether we're in middle school or we're adults working a job, there's always someone that expects us to be on time. And we are trying to show students and model for students how important that life skill is at an early age. Attendance will be taken by all teachers and parents. If your child fails to attend class, this may result in loss of credit, and we may also start the truancy court process. Yes, parents, truancy court is also going to be enacted starting on Monday, so please make sure your children know how important it is to be in every single virtual meet on time every day. Now, it's possible that your child has to miss class because they have a doctor or a dentist appointment, and we get that, parent. So, all you need to do is make sure you call us. There are campus attendance department phone numbers are there for you. We have 434-6308 and 434-6310. So please take a picture of this slide, parents, so that you always have our phone numbers so you can let us know that your children will be out. At that time when you call, our attendance clerks will let you know how to turn in your notes to make sure that we excuse your child for those periods. Now, parents, I want to talk to you a little bit about our weekly schedule. Our weekly schedule is going to look a little different for the first 8 weeks of school. Since we're starting remote and will be remote for the first 8 weeks, all students will follow this schedule. So, Monday through Thursday, what happens? Well, every student will attend every period by logging into the virtual class meet. Students will receive direct live instruction from the teacher. All classes are 45 minutes long. However, the teacher may not require your child to be logged in for 45 minutes every single class period. As a matter of fact, we've guided our teachers to have radical grace and patience with our students and try to keep them on no more than 20 to 25 minutes and then give them time to do their independent work. However, our teacher will still be available during that class period in that open virtual meet link should any students have any questions. So that'll happen Monday through Thursday. Again, all students will attend every period by logging into the virtual class meet. So, what's going to happen on Fridays? Well, Fridays is going to look a little different. Fridays, students will complete self paced learning activities as assigned by every teacher. However, students will not visit every period like they did Monday through Thursday. They're only going to be visiting one teacher, and that'll be their second period teacher. Now, on Fridays, second period classes will meet live with the second period teacher at 9:20 a.m. and class will end at 10 a.m. Teachers will be taking attendance, so parents, it is imperative that you make sure on Fridays students log in to their second period virtual meet with the teacher at 9:20. That will be the only class period that they will join live. All other class periods, the students will receive work in Google Classrooms. They will have to complete that work that day and turn it in via Google Classroom, but there is no other live instruction that will be happening throughout the day. So, what are our teachers going to be doing on Fridays, you might ask? Well, they'll be having professional development and they'll be planning their lessons for the following week. They will also have a lunch period and a conference period. Should you need to meet with a teacher on Friday, you just use that Google form and schedule with the teacher, and they will be more than happy to assist you. So, again, Monday through Thursday, all students will attend every single period. On Friday, students will only report to second period where we will take attendance. Now, how will all the other teachers take attendance for all the other periods if kids don't report? It's by turning in those assignments. Once your child turns in an assignment, for example, for sixth period, the sixth period teacher will count them present for Friday. So Friday's going to look a little bit different. And I know it's a lot to take in right now, but we're going to make sure that our kids know exactly what to do this week. We will walk them through each and every step. So, school supplies, parents, we were so happy this year to be able to provide you with a Noviero care package for every single student. So, what was inside this package? Well, all basic school supplies were given to families at no charge. We understand that, especially during this time, there might be a little bit of financial difficulty, and we didn't want school supplies to be another thing that you had to worry about. So, we got you. We passed those out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 2. But don't worry, if you didn't pick yours up, just visit our campus front office Monday through Fridays from 8 to 4, and we will assist you and we will make sure that your child gets his or her Noviero care packages. All right, I want to go over briefly Google Classroom codes and Meet links. So we facilitated a lot of questions this week from parents. This was the number one question. How does my student know where to report on Monday at 8:30? Well, we got you, parents, because all of our teachers have sent out Google Classroom codes to all students via email. So again, please make sure that your child checks his or her email for this information. We do not post Google Classroom codes or Meet links on social media because we want to prevent any type of predator from coming in and having contact with your child. So the only way that we're able to send out Google Classroom codes are through our student email accounts. Now, if you weren't able to come pick up your Noviero care package, that means that you didn't pick up a copy of your child's schedule because we did distribute those over the last 3 days. But don't worry, parents, your schedules can be seen in the Home Access Center or the hack. This is the system where you use to complete your online registration process. And I have a link to the hack here in this presentation, and it'll also be linked on the web page that you're currently on. So again, please make sure, parents, that your children go in and check his or her email account. Now, if your child doesn't know where to report at 8:30 on Monday, parents, you have two options, and this is something you can do over the weekend. Please send me an email to areyna@ysd.net so that we can make sure that you know exactly where your child's supposed to report for at least the first period on Monday. And or what you can do is you can send me a private message on our Facebook campus page. Now, parents, if you have a brand new student to Parkland or to any school, it does take 24 to 48 hours for the district to create your student's email account. So I'll ask that you please wait until Sunday evening to make sure that your child's email account hasn't been activated yet. And if it has, then you can go in and your child can check for his or her Google Classroom codes. But if you still have trouble and you still don't know where to go, don't worry, we got you. Send me a message through Facebook or send me an email at areyna@ysd.net and we will do our very best to help you. So it's Monday morning. It's 8 o'clock. Your child's lost. It's 8:30. Your child doesn't know where to go. What do? Call us 434-6300. We will help you out over the phone. Don't worry. We will make sure that kids understand where they need to report for all class periods. So Monday's going to be a learning experience, parents. So please have radical patience and grace with us as well. We'll make sure that your child gets to where he or she needs to be as soon as we possibly can. So, what are some of our campus wellness protocols if you do come to campus? We ask that everyone who comes to campus please wear a face mask. Your face mask must be covering your nose and your mouth. Parents, please do not wear your face mask underneath your nose. We will not be able to allow you into our front office area if your face mask does not cover your nose and your mouth area. We will also have to make sure that we screen all people who come onto our campus. And don't worry, parents, even employees, all employees are screened before we come into campus to make sure that we are following all COVID regulations. We will take everybody's temperature and we will ask you a few questions as you undergo a health screening upon arrival. Parents, there are no exceptions to these protocols, so please make sure that you expect these protocols when you come to our campus. So, one more time, parents, please, please, please let me know you were here. I want to know that you sat through this, that you heard all of my updates, and I'm going to have a special giveaway. I'm going to be choosing one lucky winner from all parents who complete this form. We're going to be giving away a gift card. So, if you want to win, then all you have to do is complete this form and let me know that you were here and you heard this presentation. So, parents, you might still have questions. I know you might have a question that I possibly didn't answer, and that's okay. But we do want to make sure that we have all your questions answered. So, I created a Padlet form, which is a website where you can click and ask a question. I will go in there directly, or one of my three assistant principals, and we will answer your question in a timely manner. And so, this Padlet link will also be hyperlinked in the website that you're on at this time. So please, if you have a question, ask us. If you have the question, odds are other parents also have the same question. And what's the great thing about using this Padlet platform is that everybody can see your question. So you don't even have to put your name, it can be anonymous. But if you ask a question and we answer it, you might be helping another parent. So please ask us any questions that you might have by clicking on this form, which is our Padlet. So, parents, now it's time for us to visit our teachers' virtual classrooms. I want to give a shout out to all of our teachers, core and elective. They work so hard on these virtual classrooms to get them ready for you tonight. All of the teachers' names are hyperlinked on this website that you're currently on. So, what you'll do is you'll just scroll and look at your student's schedule and visit whatever teacher your child has, all 10 teachers. You'll just click on the teacher's name. It is hyperlinked and it'll take you directly to the teacher's virtual classroom where each teacher has personalized it in a fun way. I promise you're going to love these virtual classrooms. They put so much time and effort into them, and they're going to give you some updates and support information having to do with their particular classrooms. What are their expectations for your kids? So go visit your child's teacher's virtual classrooms now and get the answers to all those questions. And so I want to thank you so much, parents, for joining me. I know it's a very difficult time. We're doing school in a whole different way. But like I tell my teachers, challenges equal opportunity. So we have a unique opportunity to serve you in the very best way that we can. And that is the Novieto way, because this is where we make the impossible possible. Every student, every day, whatever it takes, it begins with us. So let us know if we can help you. And thank you for visiting us. And we will see you soon. Thank you, parents and students.